Welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya. Today we are going to talk a little bit about ACX, which is Amazon's platform for audiobooks. And I have not done those yet. I just barely started. A good friend of mine, Jennifer Griffith, was like, hey, I've been doing audiobooks, you should too. It's the easiest thing in the world. And mainly I just shied away from it because I've had so many things going on, even though I know it's really important to create several different types of media platforms that people can grab your products from, and different ways that they can use it. I just was not ready, I think, for this, but it was just another something that I needed to learn, and there's tons of things I got to learn, and so it didn't take priority for a while. So now I did decide to just try it. I put My Fair Assassin up, the first one, and went through the process, and it was really easy, and I just thought that I would run you guys through the process as well so that you could know. We're looking at kind of the message inbox area. The girl who auditioned, well, I had several people audition to narrate My Fair Assassin, but the one that I chose, she had a really good grasp of Krista's voice and of Jareth's voice. And she can do several different other voices as well, which is going to be key throughout the series. So once you choose someone, they'll send out this, they'll do like a 15-minute sample that you can listen to, so you can see if you like it. You can give them direction, tell them what to tweak and what not to tweak, that kind of a thing. So that's what she sent me here, and I'm actually really excited to listen to it and see what she was able to come up with. What I wanted to show you guys is just how to add a title. So this is my ACX account. I'm gonna add a title. I'm a little frustrated because I have this new cover here, yay, that I put up, but it still hasn't like converted over to the first book yet. But I am going to click this as my book. So you get an option here. So it says whether you want to find a producer to help you create your audiobook, or if you already have the audio, ACX is here for you. So you may have already hired someone out to do the audio. You did it independently instead of through here. I know virtually nothing about narrating audiobooks or how to find people to narrate them. And since ACX basically connects you with narrators, and it doesn't cost you anything except maybe the cover of the audiobook, which generally, if you can find book designers, they'll include audiobooks in like a package deal, so you're really not out any money, and that's what my designer does. I already have all of these audiobook covers and no audiobooks. So usually you're not out any money at all. It just depends on how you want to do things. But I find that just coming here and using this site so that Amazon can help me find narrators that are best going to narrate my books, that are going to be a good fit for me, it's the easiest way to do it. So you got options here. I'm looking for someone to narrate and produce my audiobook. I already have audio files for this book and I want to sell it, or I want to find out how to narrate this book and upload files later. So you can actually narrate the books yourself, and I've had many people tell me that they would rather have me narrate my own book, especially several author friends when we sit down and read together. And I'll do the voices and different things, and they're like, you should just narrate it yourself. I could, but it would just take so much time, and there are some voices that I can't do. So I would rather hire out, basically. So I'm going to click on this top one, looking for someone to narrate it. And then you've got the legal contract that I've already gone through and looked at, so I'm not gonna make you do that with me again. But be sure you read contracts so that you know what they're expecting of you and that you're agreeing to. Okay, so this is the information about my book. This is actually the information on the paperback, and I'm not a fan of, I need to go in and fix that. I really need to go in and fix that. So I'm just gonna go to Amazon and get the blurb for the ebook version, because I don't want the blurb for the paperback. They've got it wrong. Oh, I should have punched in CJ and Nia there. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. See, I've got this new cover. I'm super excited about it, and it's not showing up on, there we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, just so that you want the blurb to be obviously just as engaging for readers as it would be for narrators, because you want people to get excited about narrating your book. So I need to fix the paperback blurb. I didn't even realize it was different until now. Good things to know. So I'm just going to paste that there. So it says the text above has been pulled from your book's Amazon description page and will be used to describe your book on Audible and iTunes. So changes to this description will be included on Audible and iTunes, but will not be reflected on your Amazon description page. Good to know. Copyright information. You just put your copyright info in there. Oh, hello. Copyright year. When did I publish this sucker? I don't know. Print copyright year. I don't remember when I did that. Let's look and see. So this is all the information you've got to find when you're doing this stuff. This is probably I should probably know all this. 2014, good laws. Has it really been 3 years? Time flies. Okay. Me also. That's a reference to Groundhog's Day, if you guys have ever watched that with Bill Murray. I love that movie so much. Okay, my book is fiction. So a lot of the types of things that you're going to do, you know, when you are, do I really just pick fiction? Because I already said fiction. I could say teens, I could say romance. I'm gonna put, I'll put teens in here. Okay. Gender, she's female. So the ideal narrator for the voice is gonna be female. Voice age, the voice age is young adult-ish, teenager. Young adult-ish. English, vocal style, I'm thinking that Hope is, she is engaging, she's not flirtatious. She's mature, I would say. I'm gonna put mature. I have had a chance to look over all of it, and then you can choose the accents, which is very cool, I think. Now, in the Healer series, there's a lot of Japanese mythology, and there are Japanese people within the book who do have slightly accented accents. So that it's going to be a little tricky, I think, to find someone. But those are also things that you're going to add in your description. So obviously, the main character, you want to pick that accent, but any side characters you can talk to people and you can use in your description, like in this additional comments, I'm gonna type in directions, let them know that it's a 4-book series, that there are other characters in there, male, female, and there are some characters who are not even human. So there's going to have to be some characterization there with those voices, and there's going to be a couple of people that where the Japanese accents will be needed. And so I would fill in that right there. And then with the audition script, when you're choosing an audition script, and this will help you because it talks about, you know, that it should be no more than 2 or 3 pages. I just go to different areas within the book where there's a lot of dialogue. So on one scene that I chose is between Hope and Ty, since they're really the main focus of this series. I want to see how the narrator is going to be able to play them off of each other within the scene. And then another scene that I chose was with a lot of the main characters in a room together, in a scene together, discussing things with each other. I want to know how this narrator is going to be able to handle all of those different voices. So it should be a little challenging, but not too much. And you don't want these things to be really long because you're going to be listening to a lot of people. So unless you want to punish yourself, don't make it longer than 2 or 3 pages. And some people just put in one tiny thing and they're done with it. And that's fine too. But because I'm such a perfectionist and I know how these voices need to sound in my head, I really want to be able to hear how the narrators, you know, approach this. So make sure that in the notes you discuss what it is you're uploading. So I took 2 different scenes from The Healer. I put it in just a Word document saved it, and I entitled one little scene, you know, scene 1, scene 2, and then in this audition script note, I'm going to discuss what each scene is about, kind of give the narrator some frame of reference to go from there, and what is expected, different accents, who has the accents, that type of thing, what I'm looking for, so that hopefully any people who audition, if they didn't pay attention to this, they're probably not people I want to work with. So if they're not doing the accents correctly or with the right characters, probably not going to choose them. Hopefully people will look at these audition scripts and note that. And so you'll just, you know, hit your browse button to upload the file. And now I'm trying to remember where I put it under and what I titled it. I'm not even sure I remember. Okay, the Healer audio script. There we go. Okay. And then you'll upload that and you'll just type stuff in here. So I'm going to add this information. I'm just going to pause this recording right now because I don't want you to have to sit through me typing in all this information. So I'll just pause real quick. Okay, so once you hit the submit button after you've worked with your script, put in the details, explained any accents that may be in there, given a little premise as to what the scenes are about, you're going to get this page. They need to know how many words your book is, because the narrators are going to need to know how much time it's going to take for them to actually narrate the book for you. So the Healer is a little over 90,000, or yeah, 90,000 words. So I'm just going to put 91,000 just to be safe. Then you're going to scroll down. I own all the rights. How will you pay for your audiobook? Now there are two different ways that you can do this. You can do a royalty share, which is 50-50. So basically you don't owe any money up front. It's just if the audiobook sells, then 50% of that goes to you, 50% of that goes to the narrator, of course, after Amazon has taken its cut, which can be, I think, kind of a bummer, because that just means you're sharing the profits for the rest of your life, or you can pay for the product right away. So let's say that a lot of really good narrators are going to charge anywhere from $100 to $200 an hour for this. Now I don't have, you know, $1,800 up front to spend on an audiobook, and there's risk involved because you never know for sure how much an audiobook is going to sell. Audiobooks are popular, but there are sometimes, there are just some audiobooks that are downloaded in specific genres more than others. I haven't seen a lot of audiobooks downloaded a ton with young adult fiction, so there's more of a risk for me. I think my fan base is going to love it. I've had a lot of people say they want the audiobooks because they commute quite a bit, and so it's great for them to listen to them, and they want to be able to hear the voices, and they love that. So I have a very big fan base, and I know that a lot of people will buy this. But usually in kind of the young adult and teen genres, unless you are just like a superstar author, it's harder to get those audiobooks downloaded. Usually that's more of like thrillers, mysteries, that type of thing. Even romance kind of suffers a bit. It's got specific genres of romance can be a little bit harder than others. But I just I feel like the risk for me is a little bit too high, and also I don't have $1,800 lying around, and so I don't really mind sharing the royalties. Other people are gonna feel differently. You just need to do what you need to do, what you feel you should do. And maybe at some point, if your audiobook is really raking in a ton of money and you feel like you could just take a lump sum and pay it to the narrator and say, is this okay? You know, maybe you could rearrange the agreement. I don't know. But just decide what's going to be best for you. For me, I haven't really considered audiobooks enough, and I don't really know how to sell them very well. I need to learn how to do that. So the best thing for me to do really is to just do a royalty share. And then anything extra I make with that is awesome, because I hadn't really planned on doing this for a while anyway. So I'm just going to do the royalty share. It's easier. I don't have to deal with any money up front or pay anybody once the hours are all finished. But that's totally up to you. You're going to have a different philosophy probably, so do whatever you need to do. Now this says exclusive distribution through Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. So you get 40% royalties. If you do non-exclusive, you only get 25% royalties, okay? So if you choose royalty share option above, your audiobook must be exclusive to ACX. So that's the kicker there. So a royalty share means that you can't just take this elsewhere. Because then there's no way for them to monitor the royalty share to make sure that the narrator gets their share of it, split 50-50. So if you do the royalty share, just know that you're locked in here. I don't have a problem with that because, again, I don't know enough about audiobooks to try and peddle it elsewhere. So I'm just going to keep it like this, and it says, under this model, ACX has the exclusive right to distribute the audiobook. If you choose this option, the audiobook cannot be distributed by any entity except ACX in any market or format. Again, I'm totally fine with that because I would need someone to do this anyway. But you need to look at this and decide what you want to do. Now, for non-exclusive, your audiobook will be sold through Amazon, Audible, and iTunes via ACX, as well as wherever else you choose. So you'll only get 25% through Amazon, Audible, and iTunes through ACX, so ACX is basically your distributing company. Or you can find a different way to distribute it. Maybe you could just upload it to iTunes, to Audible, to Amazon all on your own, and only get the 25% royalty that way. But for me, again, it's all about being easy. What is easy? I think if I had a bigger claim or a bigger stake in this, I might, consider different options, but I'm just going to go exclusive because I'm okay with that for now. And then if I need to change things up a little bit, then I will. Now this is kind of frustrating because I've already changed the cover, and I think I showed you guys that. I've got new covers now, but it still hasn't changed over to the paperback, and I'm kind of bummed about that because a cover is going to draw not only readers to you, but narrators. If the narrators don't like the cover, they probably won't, even notice it. And so this is the new cover. I think you'll all agree that it is infinitely better than what I had before, although I'm grateful for what I started out with because it got me somewhere. But it hasn't switched over yet to the paperback, even though I've got that all up there. And I've already contacted Amazon about it, so hopefully that'll change soon. And people will see a different cover there. So here we go, review and post. So I'm reviewing it all, Girl of Prophecy, Teens. Just make sure you review this information so that you know. So that's the sales rank for the paperback book, which is a bummer. Paperbacks are hard to push. And so they take all the information from paperbacks. I kind of wish they would take it from ebooks because then they'd have the right cover there, but that's okay. And then you're gonna, before that, you put in information about your book. And I already did this when I had everything on pause. So I just explained a little bit about the book, the followers that I have. You're trying to promote it so that narrators will want to audition and narrate it. So, I'm letting them know that it's been a USA Today best-selling book, why it won an award for YA romance in an International Book Awards contest, yada, yada. Hopefully that will, draw people to it. And then you post to ACX. Yay! And then if you have new auditions, it'll show up here. I already went through all the auditions for My Fair Assassin, hired someone, had a lot of opportunities, and you'll just click it right here or right there, and it'll take you to all the people who have auditioned. And what's really fun about that is that you just come down here and there'll be, I know this isn't showing it, but the people will record their auditions and they'll upload it. Sorry if you can hear my children screaming. They'll upload it and you can just play it and listen to it and listen to all of them. And you can decide which is the best. You could, show it to family members or fellow author friends who feel like maybe that, would be the best person. Take your time with it. Don't rush. I waited about 2 months listening to all the auditions coming in, found someone that I thought was really good. You can also come up here and you can promote yourself. So you can go in search of narrators. You can listen to their samples that they put on here. And this will tell you how to promote yourself, how it works. You can go on social media, get on Facebook, and then you can also search to hire for producers, okay? So this apparently is someone, they're calling themselves Skywalker Payne, cool, Christopher Thorne. These are all narrators, people, so you can listen to it. So here's Judith Spaden. She's
Waiting
reading
for
something
Badger
from
to get
Badger's
over his bad mood wasn't that easy. The animals were very impatient. "He was going to help me choose a holiday," said Bat, waving his holiday brochures. "Perhaps we should get him a tonic," said.
So that's kind of cool because you can listen. What's cool about this is people who narrate will put samples of themselves up there for you to peruse. And if you can find people who are really good at doing different characters and different voices, or who are able to do specific accents, then you send a request to them to audition, and they'll do that. They'll accept the audition or they won't. I like to go through here. There's just so many. I mean, you could waste so much time. Look at how many people are right there on here just waiting for you to find to narrate. But it is a great way for you to take charge of the situation and find people who you like, and you can extend an invitation to them rather than waiting and hoping that the perfect someone is going to come and audition. You could take charge of that. I have done that a little bit, but it can get very monotonous and time consuming to spend a lot of time listening to different styles and different snippets of audio. So just figure out what's best for you as far as that goes. And then follow it. It's really easy. I'm actually really excited about this. I'm going to do all my books now. It shouldn't take too long to at least upload everything. It's going to take a lot longer to find the right narrators for this. But any of you who have read the My Fair Assassin Paranormal Misfits series, just letting you know now, we're working on the audiobooks for that. Found a really great narrator for all 4 of those books, and I'm super excited to see it all come about. So, more children yelling. Sorry, you guys. Christmas vacation. I can't do these videos in quiet anymore. I've got kids running around upstairs. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, let me know. If you have suggestions, if any of you have a lot of experience doing this and you have like little hacks or things that are helpful, just comment below. That would be so helpful to all of us. And if you're new, please subscribe so you can join our family. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.